Hi guys, Simon Trezelyan, and this is going to be a wicked video. Obviously the new film has come out, yet to see it, but if it's anything like the stage play, absolutely tremendous. I've been a big fan of the Wizard of Oz story for a long time, and in fact I used to tell a story called Unveiling the Wizard when I did a lot of stage work before in regards to personal development, what was going on in the world, and I actually wrote the book called Unveiling the Wizard, which is due to be published this year. So let's talk about some of the secrets that were within there. When Baum wrote this in 1903, he embedded certain secrets within that book that once you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, you understand exactly what was going on. So within the book itself, you actually have, of course, Oz, which is the land, and it's a land very much similar to our own. And in the story, of course, it's a dual timeline, and Dorothy, or Dot, is transported to this new land. And the reason that he chose the name Dorothy, or Dot for short, is that Dot was the smallest part of a printing press, the smallest value. Therefore, he wanted to show that within the actual film, because when she is then transported due to the storm, and within the storm it creates, the crash of the house, right? The housing crash, right? So with that housing crash, it destroyed one of the four witches. Now the four witches are an allusion to the four banks. So every central bank area has four competing banks. So in America it's Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, and Citibank. So they're all apparently competing, but they're all really exactly the same under the same regulations. So the four witches represent the four banks, the four financial major institutions. So when she gets down there, she meets the Munchkins, the little people, which are us, essentially. And they're saying, follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road. Well, what are the yellow bricks? Well, the yellow bricks are gold bullion. That's what the yellow bricks are. And what they were saying is that follow the gold standard, because it used to be that you could only print as much money as you had gold in the bank, and that then changed when they had the fractional reserve. So that was the allusion to what was going on there. And of course in the book she had silver slippers. She had ruby slippers in the film because it was the first ever colour film. I don't know if you knew that. But she wore silver slippers in the book, and that used to be akin to the silver standard, where Americans used to have all their money in silver certificates. Silver dollars, things like that. So of course then she goes upon the yellow brick road and she meets these three characters. So the first one she meets is the Scarecrow. The Scarecrow represents agriculture, obviously, and also there's another secret there as well. I'll tell you about that in a minute. She then meets the Tin Man, which represents industry. And then she meets the Cowardly Lion, which represents politics. Now, interestingly as well, when you actually look at sovereign law and how the setup was with the Federal Reserve, you have a thing called the straw man. Okay, the straw man doesn't actually exist, and this is all part of your birth certificate and social security number and all that. So the straw man is actually a really deep secret there within that story. And the Tin Man, TIN, stands for tax indicator number. So this is the man that actually, once he's there and becomes a product of society, he then can be taxed. So that's what you got, the straw man and the Tin Man. So then, of course, you got the one of the witches is continually trying to find Dorothy, and for that she uses the flying monkeys. Flying monkeys are the allusion to the feds, the DHS, or the federal authorities. Back then it was like the Pinkertons and things like this, but they were just doing very much what the governments and certainly what the banks wanted, and that's why they were doing their thing. Now they go, of course, to the city of Green, or the city of greed, and it's the city of the greenback, or the dollar, which is Washington DC. Where everyone there is wearing green coloured glasses, because that's all they can see. All they can see is the money. So right back then it was very clear as to what was going on with politics, with Washington DC, which some people are calling now the swamp. and then of course they meet the wizard. Now the wizard is a manipulator. He's a magician, you know, and he's not real in reality. Yeah, well, his magical things aren't real. They're all manipulation and tricks, and he hides behind a curtain. And as we've seen, you know, this happen, you know, with current presidents and things like that, where they just literally scurry away and just manipulate behind the scenes. And when he's called on it, he's shown to be, you know, as it is, a humbug. He's shown to be false, and then he has to go, because now the illusion is up. And where does he go? He gets in a hot air balloon. Of course, politicians are full of hot air, and a basket case, of course. So the most important element, though, is the one line in there, right at the very end, which could have been done right at the very start, when Glinda, the good witch, says, you've had the power all along. You could go back any time. You've had the power all along. So no one asks, well, why didn't you tell me right at the very start of this journey? And the fact is that we, the people, do have the power, and we've had it all along. You know, we are the ones that run agriculture. We are the ones that run industry. We are the ones that run politics, and the representatives, they represent us. And therefore, it's really important in that story to know that we've had this power all along, and that was what the founding fathers wanted to give us, so that we, no matter where we worked in the fields or whether we worked in the factories, you know, and what our representatives were doing, that, you know, just the general people, that we had a voice, even though that we were the small people, we were the munchkins, that the money was ours, the gold was ours, and it was basically sold off. And at that stage, we need to understand exactly what is actually going on with the society that we live in. So those are the secrets of the Wizard of Oz. And yeah, I look forward to your comments anytime. And please like, subscribe and share. And we'll speak to you soon. This is Simon Trezelyan. Out to you.